On this podcast, we talk to Danny Davis of Worldwide LS Owners. Don't forget to like and subscribe below. So what have you been up to, man?
Working, dealing with this cold weather, and then running a page and trying to get the first ever LSX versus the world going.
That's what I'm seeing, man. You're posting it all over the place. When is that?
June 22nd and the 23rd. It's going to be a weekend event at Kansas International Dragway. The Friday is going to be like an LSX versus a LSX shootout. So those guys are going to go at it for a chance to win $2,000. And then we're going to have a separate division called the World, which is just going to be every car you can put together that's not LS, LT powered, going at it for another pot. Grudge racing in between, all the local guys are going to be there. They're going to want to grudge. They're going to want to get out there and do their thing. Probably run that till about midnight, give or take somewhere around there, because I know everybody works Friday. They want to get out there as soon as they can after work, And then the following day, Saturday, is the big event where it's open to anybody. So if you want to come Saturday and you have an LS power car, you want to come in and you want to try to knock off those guys for the shootout, you can do that. And you can win the big money. It's at $5,000 now. Trying to get a couple more sponsors. I want to try to get up to the $10,000, take home pot for that big class. So, but June 22nd to the 23rd, Kansas International Dragway. So that's what we've been doing, lately. I've been real busy doing that.
Yeah. So I guess how the whole Worldwide LS Owners come about? What started that? What'd you envision for that?
That's a good question. That's a good question, and I get asked that a lot, and I honestly don't have a real answer. So I've always been into F bodies. I've had 4 of them. That was my first car, that I ever bought, and I grew up with them. And I was always part of F Body Nation forums and the LS Nation forums, and stuff like that. And I was like, well, I want to start a page for myself and, expand things to see all the cars, that are out there, and put them all in one place, and showcase it for people. And that was May of 2014, I believe, and it just kind of grew from there, and it keeps growing and just keeps going and going. So it's not, now it's, went from a hobby to just something I do, and now it's venturing on farther down the road to, hopefully be a full-time job for me one day.
Sure, absolutely. I guess that's what we're all trying to do, right? At some point. So yeah. Heck yeah. No, that's what I got my shirt on.
I didn't even notice it. I was looking at your banner back there now. That's the shirt that you had on when you took the picture of the belt when you won. Yep. I don't know if it was it was the Cash Days or what.
Yeah, it works out, man. I mean, ever since the first time I guess we met, I was like, yeah, I want to grab a shirt, and then I came to Wichita for the No Prep Mayhem deal. And
yeah, that was like 2 or 3 years ago, maybe 3 years ago or something like that. That's when I first met you. I think I came up to you because I noticed your car on a page, or maybe you sent it to me on the page or messaged me, and I shared it, and I just can't. I knew you were coming, and I came up and talked to you. So that's how it started, I guess.
Yeah, that's how I was there, and I was going to do the No Prep deal, and you're like, yeah, man, you might check out the track. There's a big sand pit on the backhand side of it, and just be wary. I was like, oh, crap, you don't even realize that stuff, which is just cool, man. But that just hit it off with you, and I guess we've kind of stayed in touch for, like you said, a few years here, and it's been cool to watch you. I know your page wasn't at 100,000 prior to us meeting. I don't know where you were at, maybe 80, 70 or something, and where are you at now? 100?
I believe I'm like just a hair under 188,000, I believe. So getting close to that 200.
Walk his list, go like Danny's page, get him over that hump, and on to the next one, right?
Yeah, and Facebook makes people, makes everything so hard now to monetize things, because they're, if you don't pay them money, they don't want, people to see your stuff. So it's a little rough going, but it's slowly getting there.
Yeah. So I mean, we touch. Of course, you do the clothing. You have a really nice calendar you just came out with. So you're kind of doing the branding deal as far as the LS and all that. But your stickers are on a bunch of LS cars out there, so that helps get your brand out there. But on the other side of it, I guess you're trying to use that attention to point it towards the race and do some of that hopefully works out good for you.
Correct. Seeing, I figured I have such a big following, not only in Kansas, but around the Midwest. I'm really big in the Midwest, the Texas area and the Oklahoma area. And
Sure.
you never really see an LSX, type event where it's everybody trying to gunsling for them. Streetcar Takeover does have the LSX versus the mod, which is kind of like a tight restriction to where, it's only two certain platforms I can go in and,
Right.
battle it out. And I figured with, my name's almost perfect because it fits the event so well. And we've been trying for years to get something motivated. And this year we finally said, we should probably go ahead and do it because nothing out there is like it. It just seems like there's nothing but no prep events just piling on top of each other. And we wanted to do something different and wanted it to be a weekend event so that, if people are going to go and spend their money driving out of town to come to a race, they're not going to be able to stay for one day. They can come for the weekend, enjoy themselves, get a full, a race experience, meet all the drivers, stuff like that. And that's what we wanted to do in the first place. And I think we finally got to the point where we just said we needed to do it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, you're in a good location. I mean, for anybody from Texas, Oklahoma, it's all kind of right up that little divide there. So it works for everybody traveling. I mean, how far are you guys from, like, even Dallas, Fort Worth area?
About 8 hours, give or take on the traffic, usually 6 hours, but everything construction wise and all that. But yeah, like you said, Missouri, Kansas City area, all the guys in Kansas City who always support me, they come down all the time. And then, Oklahoma's not far. And if you're from Texas, you're not going to miss out on some money if you're only going to be driving, 6 hours. So it's, the location's really good for us.
Yeah, absolutely. So what's kind of your relationship with the track, I guess? I mean, you know them well, right? Maddie.
Maddie's the track manager, and Steve, her dad, owns it. And we met when they took it over, and my wife and her are best friends, and it kind of just clicked from there because I'm up there every weekend. I'm always trying to help her promote her page and her events and stuff like that. So it just kind of clicked, and we just, now we talk every day and stuff. And my wife goes out with her every day, so it just kind of clicked and worked ever since then.
Heck yeah, no, that works out good. So that's a good. I mean, you're at all the events, right? And you try to sponsor or be a part of and set up booths at.
Yeah, even if I don't have, merchandise at the time, I still try to sponsor a car and get a car in there to make the pot bigger, or, just throw some, some cash that I can from sales or something to help that pot grow a little bit bigger for somebody. So it's just, I'm always involved, 90% of the time to get that track, out there even more, and the racers, more attention and, help like that.
Heck yeah. No, that's what I guess we all try to do it for the people that are truly dedicated to the sport and cars. They just want to see it grow. They just want to see, like, you get all excited when, cars are coming from out of state or, I mean, you've posted up a lot of cars that are coming to your event.
Yeah. So it took me a while to get the flyer approved. I wanted to have the flyer look really good. So it took like 2 weeks to even get the thing done. I wanted to have it to where when people saw it, they were like, yeah, this is something that we definitely need to check out and go to. And it was actually a week ago, last Tuesday, is when I posted the event and the flyer. And I believe I have 38 cars that are either pre-registered or interested to come and race in just the shootout on Saturday. So that's a full field, alone right there, plus extras. So if we can keep it going, we're 4 months away. So if I can get that many cars, interested in this event, I'm gonna have to do something else. I'm gonna have to figure something out. But I think something like that, it's gonna be really cool.
Yeah, Kansas is that really cool little still small town feel of track, but it seems like they're real open arm to small tire grudge racing or no prep or doing whatever's new, whatever's exciting, keeping that going.
Yeah, it seems, in Wichita, and, the track's like technically located in Mays, but we all call it Wichita. Okay. It's right off the highway. 3 miles away is Wichita, but it seems like, all the guys here are small tire guys. There's not many big tire guys. I mean, you have your pro mods out there that, we have a couple of them around here, but 80% of them are, small tire guys who are, they just want to get their name out there, get on the street, their race. And I like to accommodate to those guys because they stay faithful to, Wichita and stuff. So I definitely try to accommodate to those guys.
Which you get a lot of guys. What's come to some of the bigger names that you guys have local, I guess, that run some of the small tire LS stuff?
We got Justin Shaffer, which is the orange Fox body, twin turbo LS. Jason Rank, who just unfortunately had a really bad accident in Oklahoma last weekend, I believe. He just got that car back up and running again, and it was really fast. Anthony Dawkins, he's got that blue or the black Monte Carlo dark blue with the flames on there. So, they're out there. Tony Whitmore, he's got a couple cars, and he's out there running X275 classes and just blowing people away. So, I mean, we've got speed here. Just people just don't really know about them. I mean, the street racers know who we are and stuff like that, and who they are. So, I just want to help these guys out a little bit, and hopefully someone from Kansas could take the money home.
Yeah, you hope. That's always nice when it stays home. We put on a race here last year, and have you ever put on a race before?
Never, not one single time. I've helped Maddie a lot, promoting wise and helping her get the name out there. And like I said, it was just, we always talked about doing it and we never did it. And we finally agreed that it was the time. And her being the track manager and running, 4 or 5 no preps already. Actually, this no prep, she's doing it by herself. She's not having nobody with her. So it's all on her. So, she's been helping me out a lot on everything that, it takes to actually run an event, which I knew was going to be hard and stressful. Just not, what I thought it was going to be. But so far it's working good. And I think having her with me helps out a lot.
Yeah. To me, like when I put on the race, it's the rules that get the most controversy, it gets the most questions and the most issues and everything else. And you just kind of have to set your rules and just stick with them. The way I look at it is if you're not making somebody sad or mad or whatever, you're not doing it right. If you're making rules that fit to everybody, it's not a good thing.
Correct. And it's funny you say that because when me and Maddie were talking about this and before we even posted the event, she said, don't accommodate to everybody. They're all going to want something different. You're going to have people that are mad and you're going to have people that are happy about the rules, but you can't, you got to stand your ground and just, the rules are rules. So I've already dealt with that. My phone's already been blowing up over that. And I'm like, guys, it's set in stone. I'm not moving. It is what it is. So we'll see what happens. I mean, nobody's happy at an event 100% of the time. So we'll see.
No. Yeah, you could accommodate everyone, and then I think that's where it gets the worst side is because as soon as they see that little rule that changed for so-and-so or whatever, that's when it gets bad for promoters and all that, and then you're on the other side of it. And next year you want to know that if you set the rules, it is the rules, and it's going to be
right. If I change one rule for somebody and then that racer finds out, he's going to be like, well, how come I can't run a hood exit? I'm like, well, maybe I can allow that. And then the next guy comes up and he wants to know how come he can't have a full tube chassis car. I'm like, okay, well, maybe you can. So I just kind of, I cut everybody off, and it is what it is. So, but yeah, exactly. It's rough.
No, it's going to be cool. So I'm trying to build the little RX2 with the direct injected LT in it. And I think race week, if I can make that, it ends up ending the day before or the Saturday of or Friday, whatever the first day of your event is. And I was talking to April and so she's like, well, maybe we go to Danny's race. I was like, well, that's only another 2 hours back in or whatever, and try to go hang out and come support it. So I'd like to make it out there, but who knows what happens this summer too with all the other stuff going on. It's crazy how many no preps or prepped or LS or street car races, which is cool. I love it. That's what I built my car for, is totally the events that now you can almost run every weekend all over the U.S. And it's cool to see. But too many races end up going in on top. So it's crazy. But you got your own little thing in it, right? It's just not. Is it going to be a no prep?
It is not. It's not going to be no prepped. It is going to be a prepped event. We're not going to prep the track to death and make it a radial race out there. But it is going to be prepped, which I've already gotten flack over that. But I'm not, for my first event ever, I'm not going to run a no prep race. I'm not going to do it, and it's going to be a weekend event. And you know how long no preps take.
Yep.
two oil downs in a row, and you're down for 3 hours almost. So with the amount of classes that we have, and we want it to be a full ran, a fun weekend for everybody, and I think keeping it prepped will do that.
Yeah, absolutely. And you almost sometimes got to go back the other way because now there's going to be so many no preps that why not throw something on where it's a prep deal or something like that. So
Yeah, and that's also something that we talked about beforehand, and even I think even just now or last night, I believe, I was reading all of Chuck's posts and I kept seeing pictures of no preps being put on by the same people on the same day of the same weekend, and then they're already interfering with each other and nobody knows what to do. And I don't want that. So, everybody doesn't like the prep stuff. Everybody doesn't like the no prep stuff, but I'm a fan of both. So I figured, let's do a prepped event and see what happens. Try to get it done as smoothly as possible for the first time. And then, in the future, we can talk about going on and, doing something else.
right, absolutely. So let's go back to the worldwide LS owners thing. So you have your Facebook page, which is your main deal, right? That's pretty much where everything happens for you.
Yeah, that's a lot of my content. That's a lot of my following. That's the main portion of where it started and where the big following is at.
Sure. So do you spend much time on Instagram?
Hit and miss. When I do have time, I will get on there and I'll post some content up. Snapchat, kind of the same way. But doing 3 platforms by yourself all day long, trying to fill in voids, hour per hour per hour, you forget about things, and sometimes I don't have time for it. So Facebook, I can go in and schedule things, set it down, and not have to worry about it the next day, and everything already is posted for me. So that helps me out a lot, because I drive a truck for a living, and I can't sit on my phone and do stuff all day while I'm driving, not trying to kill people on the road and everything. So Facebook definitely helps me out with that. So that's the biggest following that I have.
Cool, man. Yeah, that's what I've been trying. I tried to do the little vlog deal and now the live feed, and that seems to kind of work pretty good. But trying to push it to all the platforms and all that, it's crazy, but it's fun at the same time.
It's mind-boggling how much time that you can put into social media by yourself. After a week, how much time you're on there.
Right. So, I mean, looking at your page, you don't put it out there a lot that you are the owner. Like on on that page, I guess people can find you, and of course, and you post stuff. But do you like that? You want that, or you not? Now, I guess you are kind of now since you're stepping into the whole race promoter.
A little bit, yeah. And that's, before then, I really didn't care who knew. If you knew, you knew, or if you're a personal friend, you knew, or if you found out and you added me as a friend, no big deal. But I guess now I kind of almost have to put myself out there a little bit more just because of the event. So we'll see what happens. I still have, I don't know, maybe 400 friend requests I never even looked at, just because for the simple fact that it's just, it's hard. And when I'm scrolling through my Facebook feed and I have no idea who you are or what's going on or why you're mad at somebody, I try to keep it to, my personal friends and stuff like that. So it's definitely grown a little bit more. And I guess with the event coming up, I'm going to have to probably step out, introduce myself more, I guess. So.
Sure. So, I mean, what else are you doing on worldwide? You do a lot of sharing of other people's cars, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So the mentions and all that.
So the concept was, try to get when the page first started, I just wanted everybody's cars to be spread. And so a guy from United Kingdom can come out and message me his picture of his Trans Am, and I share it. A guy from Oklahoma can send me a picture of his G8, and I'll share it. And it kind of went to that, which I still get a lot of messages every day. Too many, to be exact, to actually go through there and try to read them all. And that's still, to me, that's still the main purpose of the page is, people that aren't racers, people that just have a nice car, they take care of it and they want it to be appreciated. I still go out there and push pictures like that, and show them guys some satisfaction. And I'm trying to, I wouldn't say flip the script on the page and, go racing and go promoting and all that. I still want to stay true to where the page started, but I want to have a 50-50, mix of a little bit of both on the page.
Right now you're starting to run into the whole organic reach and all that of Facebook, which isn't what it once was when you probably started the page.
Yeah, and even when I did start the page, which was in the middle of 2014, I believe, even by then it was already, really monetized, and Facebook was so big that you scroll through your feed and you don't even see nothing going on. You see stuff from videos that are just going viral, not from anything, that you usually like, and it's just gotten worse. And I believe in February, the 1st of February, Zuckerberg's made it to where, businesses on Facebook are going to get less of a reach to people, even if they do like a lot of their content and share it and comment and all that stuff, because the Facebook wants to be more family friendly.
Yeah, sure.
I guess they want to, like if I want to see my family, I'm just going to go see them. I don't need to see them on Facebook. So that kind of sucks a little bit, but it is what it is, and there's nothing that I can complain about it all day, and I can message Mark Zuckerberg all day, and there's nothing that's going to happen. So you just have to deal with it and just see what happens, I guess. But it's different now.
So what's I guess if someone's wanting to start a page, what's your advice? Because I mean, you got a big page.
Starting a page now is a lot easier than what it used to be, setup wise.
Sure.
And Facebook's so everybody has a Facebook. It's weird. Like, when I first started the page, my wife didn't have a Facebook. My parents, family, none of those. Now my 85-year-old grandma has a Facebook. So it's easier to start up the page, get it running, share stuff, have your family and friends share stuff. So in that sense, it's a little bit easier. But to get the word out of what you're trying to to sell, to preach, to teach, anything like that, it's just hard. So I see that you are at almost 2,500. It looks like.
Yeah. Yep. Just
below
it.
2 weeks. How long have you had the page going? I'm looking at I'm looking at you over here and over here in my laptop.
Yeah, so I've had the page going since second week of November, so a little over 2 months.
Okay, so not that long. And okay, seeing 2,500 likes, that's pretty. You're pretty well off on that, and you're getting
live feeds
going and log in, and you're doing stuff that a lot of people, other pages don't do, and I don't even do it. I don't ever do it, but you're doing stuff that's stepping out and doing other things, and I think people like it. Even if you don't get a lot of attention during the live feed video itself. It's still posted to the page, and people are going to share it, look at it, and all that. So it's something,
let's
that you should
keep real quick for everybody, for Danny and I. Let's share it, if you could, please, where you put in your little comments down below. Please share it for us.
Share it, and then share it again. If you have a page, share it to your page. Can I do that? Can I share this to my page on my phone?
Yep. I don't know. You can't do it on your phone, but on your page, you can just share it off of my page onto yours, which there you go again. Shares don't get the organic reach you want, but it'll all help. So
yeah,
go ahead and share that, and anybody else. And then while Danny's doing that, do you guys have any questions? So Danny's page is got all the baddest LS cars and a lot of F bodies and CTSVs, and I grabbed the calendar. It's a lot of cool stuff in that thing too. So if you guys have any questions for him, as far as like if you got a page or you have a car. So seeing pages like his, as soon as I started building my car, I created a page for my car, Salty, and it's a Salty Z28, and it helps people recognize the car. I mean, I'm from Colorado, and like Danny said, he either recognized it or maybe they clicks on my profile and then sees the car or whatever, and then he comes up to me and, hey man, let's put a sticker on there or whatever. And then it's so funny because being on the live feed on Speed Video, a guy took a picture of my car rolling into the like where we do the burnouts and stuff with the pimp juice, and sent it to you, and then you texted me and said,
yeah,
"Hey,
right."
So that's so cool. Just that it
was that Armageddon?
Yeah, it was the first one too. So that'd be
okay. Yeah, the second one was a shit show because it rained all. So I saw you guys Friday.
Yep.
What evening turning into night, I believe, and then I don't remember if it started raining Friday night or not, but I think later on in the night it
so
did.
wet, and the humidity anyway, it feels like it's raining all the time. But yeah, we got down there,
Right.
it rained, it kind of held off. We were able to run small tire. I think that was Friday night or whatever, and I ran small tire, which that is not the class that I'm set up to run, but I ran it to give me some testing for True Street. Shane Ward, I got you first round, buddy. Thanks for getting sideways anyway, but that was that was highlight of my small tire deal there. And then things happened second round. I didn't get lined up quite right, and I was out there, but I had a good time there. Then come Saturday, I was all ready for True Street, and the track, it was so wet everywhere. It was muddy everywhere. I had to drive through probably a couple inches of water to even load the car up, but I loaded up, and we got the heck out of there and came home, and I was kind of bummed out about that. Just overall, though, I had a lot more fun the first year. I'm not sure. I don't know if I'll go back this year. I think I'd rather hit some new events, some different ones, and go check out something different. That's how I am. I'm good for a little bit, but then I want to reach out and go check out some new stuff too. But that seems to be the biggest, baddest snow prep race because of where it is, I guess, and all that, and the people they bring in, which is insane. The amount of spectators that one guy from a TV show can bring in, even when it's at a track in New Jersey or Colorado or California, and it's pretty crazy how that grows.
Yeah, me and Zach stayed the whole weekend. We was in Carl Scott's motorhome. We bunked with him, and when we woke up Saturday, the motorhome sunk down about 3 inches. So by then we knew that we were stuck. We wasn't going anywhere, because when you have a motorhome that big and it weighs that much, you're not getting it out of a motorhole like that. But we did get to enjoy David Bird Jones on a 4-wheeler, pulling everybody by a rope through the mud for about 300 feet, and whoever crashed. I guess they lost. They were the losers. I don't know. But yeah, Outlaw, that it's a big event. I went 2 years in a row, and the only negative, to it is it's about 110 degrees every day, and just standing out there is absolutely terrible.
Yeah, it's either way hot and humid or raining and still humid. So
yeah, and another thing about last year was nothing but rain. It seemed like it didn't matter where you went, what side of the country you was on. You could have an event planned, and then the next day it was going to rain and cancel it all out. So hopefully, I don't even know why I brought that up. I'm gonna knock on wood already. Hopefully that is not the way 2018 turns out. So, but
they moved it up another week, I saw. So soon enough, that thing's going to be mid-June, I think.
Yeah, that's when mine is now, which is going to be, we just had to work around schedules of other races and whatnot to try to get mine poked in there, and that was the only time we had. And it's going to be hot, but that's all we had to plan it around. So we'll see what happens.
No, I mean, you guys are onto something, and that's where your attention in that market it helps drive something like that. And that's what's kind of cool is that you're branching out, you're changing directions a little bit. You've had it on your mind, but it's cool that all the guys because they've all sent you pictures of their cars or wanted to be. But there's a lot of the world cars coming. Not.
I am definitely, as of right now, I'm outgunned. There are some fast guys. Tony Whitmore's coming. I'm pretty sure Air Force One's coming. There's a lot of fast X275s that are going to be there, which kind of showed up out of nowhere. A lot of Texas cars. Darren just said it. A lot of Texas cars are coming. He's from Monkey Shine Speed Shop. He definitely brings a lot of Texas cars. But I do have 3 LS cars in my back pocket that I haven't announced yet, that I will shortly, that probably will give a lot of those guys a run for their money because they're all part of the, what's the race in Maryland? The World Cup race up there. So I have 3 guys, that are hopefully ready to go, and I got them in my back pocket. I got the aces in my pocket, I guess. I'm holding them in until I'm ready to show them. So.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of people are jumping in here saying that they're going to be there. That's awesome. You guys have any questions about the race or anything? Danny's done a pretty good job posting it out there and saying what it is and Who did your flyer? Did you do that, or did you have somebody else do that?
Somebody that Maddie, the track manager, does all of her flyers. She sent me her number, and we got together and tried to figure out a plan. We wanted the flyer to look nostalgia, but with modernized cars on there, And I sent her 2 pictures. I sent her a picture of Joe Hunt's car doing the major wheelie at the last no prep.
Yep.
And I sent a picture of Steve, who was the track owner, his blue Cobra. And I looked at him and I was like, well, that's perfect. A Cobra guy going up against a Trans Am, that's perfect for the flyer. I sent her, the classes and payouts and what I wanted to do. And it was just, she put magic to it and it worked great. So she did a real good job. And I want to say her name, but I don't know her name. So I'm sorry. You'll have to ask Maddie about that. I can't remember her name at all. So
no,
sorry.
Because all the stuff that comes for her events and everything are all well done and looks nice.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's a big thing that a lot of the local track here, I even said, hey, check out her page, see what she's doing. Because that's I think she's doing a heck of a job with bringing some of the old track like into the new age and putting on the new events. And that's what it needs. It needs people like you to step up and run an event that is different from what's been ran and what's popular. And you go to the track anyway, and it's all LS or seems like LSs and Fox Body Mustangs is all there is anymore. But
that's the truth. And flyer wise, I think that's what catches attention of not only the racers but the fans. If they see a cool flyer out there, I think that draws them in, even more to want to come to the race and spend their hard-earned money, to come enjoy themselves. So that's what it's all about for me. I want to put on a good event. I don't want, something that's going to be a downgrade. I want something big for the fans because, a lot of people are on tough times to go out and find entertainment for a reasonable price, and doing something where, I can put on a good show for them, let them enjoy their whole weekend. Weekend passes are going to be $25, and we're trying to work on a family package deal. So 4 tickets, we'll figure something out. But for $25, I want those people to have a great weekend, at the track and not have to worry about nothing. So that was another main focus of what we wanted to do is, bring the people out there and let them have fun for the cheapest amount possible, and it's working, good so far.
What's the entries for the classes? You have those on the
most of the entries are all going to be $100 or $150. The 2 shootouts on Friday, which is going to be the LSX shootout and then the World shootout. The LSX guys go up against the LSX guys. The World goes up against the World, and that's on Friday. That's going to be a $100 entry, $2,000 to the winner on both sides. I don't have the flyer handy with me, but it pays down to the semis on both of those classes. And then I'll let, the locals that want to come and grudge in between rounds on Friday, they can do that. Just get a tech card and, you're good to go. You guys can do your own thing. Saturday, it's a $150 entry, open to any car, any make, anything. I know if Morris is on here, he can bring the Dorito power. That thing is fast. I think he's going to be there. Anything can come, and for $150, you can win $5,000, and call yourself the fastest of the day, and the fastest of LS6 versus the world, So I think it'll be fun, and I even have a couple classes for guys that usually have daily drivers that are fast. I got a 10 and 11 second index for those guys out there who want to come.
Yeah, that's cool.
And race on the track because you don't ever really see that very often. It's usually we wanted to stay away from the no prep scene where it's big tire, small tire, true street
Right.
or maybe a truck. We wanted to get the local guys in on the race too. So, we added the 10 and 11 second index plus, grudge racing. So it's all for the fans. I mean, we just want people to have fun out there and have a good weekend.
Yeah, man, that's what it's about, right? I mean, it's about love of cars. Otherwise, your page wouldn't exist, and then the race wouldn't get put on, and you're just a good car dude, and that's why I was like, I need to get Danny on there because you got a car, right? It's been down.
It's gone.
Is it?
Gone. Yeah. So my plan is to I want to buy a C6 Grand Sport next year, or maybe this coming winter, and I want to do a little Pro Charger deal on it, and when I do booths and I sponsor events, I want to take the car with me, and I want to do a build on it on YouTube, you know, kind of do a whole video blog on it, and kind of do something like that, something that if I want to drive on the weekend, I go out and drive. If I have a booth set up at the track, I can take the car there, set it up at the booth, let people see it, you know, just things like that. So that's the goal for this coming winter, early next year. So as of now, I'm kind of straying away from that, you know, to focus more on the page and the event right now. But that, you know, in the future, that'd be what we're shooting for.
Right, just something. I mean, hopefully you can write it off, right? No, but
yes, that would be nice, but not likely.
But no, that's awesome. I'm gonna grab the. Be right back.
I see you, Nick Roberts.
So let's see, it's February. Man, everything you come out with is nice though. Your shirts, I love the shirts. Yeah, there you go. The calendar. Well, how'd this all come about? What was I mean, you know a lot of these. You did a fan submission for all these guys, right? Type of a deal.
Yeah, I don't even know what happened. I don't even remember why I started that thing. I think I just wanted to do something different, and I was like, nobody makes calendars anymore. I was like, why is that? Why do garages not have calendars anymore? Why do shops not have calendars anymore of cars? And I was like, it's weird. And I mean, you can go to Walmart and get a calendar of a car, you know, but you don't know those cars. They're just standing, you know, you don't know them. So I was like, I wonder if I can make a calendar and how it would go. So I believe in late July, early August, I made a post saying, hey, I'm going to try to put this calendar together for the first time. If you want in it, you know, just drop a picture below and I'll see what happens. And I believe that was like on a Friday or something. I pinned it to like the top of the page. I didn't pay no attention to it. And on Monday, I woke up and I believe there was like 1,300 comments over the weekend. And I was like, what did I get myself into? I don't know what just happened. You know, I'm not going to make the calendar until the end of November 2017, and it's still August, and I have 3 months of people that are going to send in submissions. So by the time it was all said and done and I had to pick the 12 winners for the calendar and the one on the cover page, I had 7,300 and some odd submissions that I had to go through, which took me a full weekend.
Wow. That's crazy. So I mean, and you did some cool stuff, like there's Kid right there. You got some sponsors.
Yeah, I wanted to reach out to potential sponsors on things to get their name out there a little bit. So I did that, and I had like a super fast response from a lot of them that wanted to do it, which surprised me. So I was able to lock in 24 of them, I believe, you know, and they're all good friends. I know all of them. They're all good people. All those sponsors are, you know, they're all a bunch of great guys and girls. So I was happy with that. I was really happy with that. Oh, there you go.
That picture's so cool.
So that's by far my favorite month, just because it's July. It's set. The picture is set perfectly. Chris Spade, his 5th gen Nemesis twin turbo Camaro. He's got a freaking American flag hanging from it. I mean, it doesn't get much more American than that.
Isn't that the drag week car?
I don't know if he's ever done drag week, honestly.
There's a car that does it.
I know the car's name is Nemesis, and he's from North Carolina, but I'm not 100% sure if he did that or not.
Yeah, there's a car like that does drag week and it runs like 7s. The thing's crazy. But I like the 5th gens. I like the 6th gen Camaros, man. Jeez, I like those cars.
Yeah, so when the 6th gen came out, I was kind of up in the air in it. And then I saw my first 6th gen, and it was a SS, and I was like, wow, that looks pretty cool. And then Stainkiller bought a Z01, and I was like, that thing's badass. I was like, I need a 6th gen. So, you know, I said I'm going to buy a Grand Sport, but then I also think I need a 6th gen, and I also think I need a CTSV. You know, I don't know what I want. They all look so good.
Yeah, they just look killer. They're such clean cars. We'll give a shout
They
out
really
to
are.
everybody on Danny's calendar about paying it forward a little bit.
Yeah, I appreciate, yeah, all those guys. A lot of those guys are local to me, so that was cool that those guys wanted to reach out and do something with me. You know, I really love that, and a lot of out of towners and everything like that. So that was cool.
Yeah, that's really cool. I mean, so what else have you done? You've done T-shirts. You've done some hoodies.
T-shirts, hoodies. I've done hats. I even actually made hats and I sold them all. I didn't get to keep one myself, so that kind of sucked. Um, women's tank tops, women's hoodies, decals, stickers.
Yep.
You know, basic middle of the run. You know, things that I can do. I have a couple things that I want to do at some point, but right now I have like zero merchandise because I'm just focused on the event right now. For the next 4 months, that's where my head's going to be. I'm not going to worry about merchandise right now. You know, I want to get money for the fans. I want to bring sponsors in. I want to have a good event. So that's where it's going to be until June 24th when the event's over.
And then you'll be so thankful. And then everybody will ask, when's the next one?
I'm just gonna sit down, realize what I just did, and sleep for 7 days.
Yeah, dude,
No,
it's crazy. I
gotta work
put on
the
the
next
no
day.
prep up here the last 2 years, and man. And then the weather came in this last year, and that sucked. And then the stress is it's crazy. So anybody that's putting on an event, make sure to support them. If they make a post, share it. Do whatever you can to help them guys out. If you can step up, sponsor, of course. Anybody doing races loves that, but man, it's a rough deal, and it's cool though when everybody shows up and the stands are packed and everybody tells you how happy they are, and then pictures start posting of it, and that part makes it all worth it once you bring everybody together and they all have a good time. That's what everybody needs to realize is it's just about having that good time. Not, yeah, there's some money on the line, but just go out and enjoy it and support it. And if you got a car, take it to the track and go do something with it.
Yeah, and that's what Maddie had mentioned to me. You know, when we started doing everything, and I was getting a little stressed out here and there. She said, you know what, it's all going to be worth it after Sunday. You know, when Sunday comes up and you sit down Monday and realize what you did, it'll all be worth it. And I hope she's not lying to me and trying to make me feel better.
No, that's I can attest to that. Like, it's crazy, and then people are like, "When's the next one?" You're like, "Oh, I don't even want to think about it for a few."
I'm assuming I'm going to feel the same way once that time comes. So I got a long 4 months ahead of me, so we'll see what happens.
Do you have are you going to make, is it all based off your Facebook page? Or are you doing a website for it? Where can people go get more info? Where do they want it?
So if you go to my page and you go to the event, I believe the event tab or whatever, you can go down and there's two separate events. There's one that Maddie made on Kansas International Dragway, which is mainly for the world cars, because she's biased because she likes Fords for some reason. So then I made my own event page on mine, and you know how biased I am. So I always post my guys on there. So there's two event pages that you can check out. You can look. If you hit the About button on the event page, prices, classes, sponsor information, payouts, rules, everything's there. Location, you can go check it out all right there.
Cool. That's awesome, man. So what else? What else is new? What's your favorite car you think that you post, or what's the one you really like seeing?
My favorite car that I post, but I don't ever see enough of, is the ZR1. Like, by far, like those are dream goals for me, is the Corvette ZR1. And, you know, not many people have them. And if they do have them, they're probably like 70 years old, or they don't know how to Facebook. And they wear like those jean shorts with New Balances, so they don't know what's going on. I'm sorry if you own a ZR1 on here. But that's by far, that's my favorite car, and I've only seen a couple of them in real life, and I've been lucky enough to take a ride in one, and wow, you know, for what that thing is, it's amazing. It's a piece of art.
Yeah, for the money, it's a supercar. I mean, geez, they're crazy with the technology and everything they have in them.
Mm-hmm. Now, you remember how I said I wanted a Grand Sport?
Yeah.
You know, maybe the new Corvette coming out is going to lower the price of a ZR1.
Maybe that'll be just enough.
That'd be cool. I can get into that. So, I mean, maybe you and me, you just want to split the price of a ZR1 and I'll own it for like 6 months and you can have the other 6.
Shift it back and forth.
Yeah, but you can only have it during the bad winter storm so that you don't ever get to drive it.
Yeah, it'll just sit in the garage like everything else here. It's build season now.
How's the weather up there right now?
Yeah, man, it's been the craziest thing though, right? So we maybe got a ½ inch to an inch of snow last night, and it's maybe the 3rd time I've seen snow this whole season.
Really?
It's been crazy. Like you've posted more stuff about ice and having more weather than what we've had here. It's weird. I think Colorado weather's moving a little bit towards you, and I'm happy about it.
Kansas really sucks because we don't just get snow, and it's not just cold. It's like a mixture of everything. I believe like Sunday we had like maybe I don't know, 1/4 inch of snow and it was like 10 degrees, and then like Monday it was like 52 degrees. I was just like, I don't know what's going on with the weather this year, and I'm just ready for the weather to be. I mean, football's over, which means racing's back soon, right? Which means the weather is going to be better. So we'll see what happens. I'm ready. I'm ready to be wearing my jorts. I think April said jorts. I'm ready to be wearing my jorts. I'm gonna go buy a pair of jorts.
You go get some.
maybe I'll do like street car, and I'll like embroider my logo like down the side of my jorts.
Yeah, I need to help Cameron and make him get you a custom pair.
Yeah, I'll wear like my really long white socks and get some white New Balances, and I'll tuck my shirt in.
Then all you need is a ZR1.
All I need is a Corvette, and I'm good to go.
Yep, that's it. Man, that's so cool. You get
she said on I guess that would work if I tuck my shirt in.
Yeah, you might have to start doing that too. Make it easier to get in and out of your Corvette.
Who's all live on here?
Yeah, so I saw a comment from Derek Rendon. He's a local guy here. I'll have Derek send Danny a picture of your truck, and I'm sure he'll get it posted up for you. It's this crazy little Nissan hardbody, and the turbo sticks clear out. It doesn't even have a hood on it. The turbo sticks clear out of it. I don't know if you've seen it. He does some alleged street racing, and he's been to some of the no preps, and it's a cool little truck. It's got an SBE in it, and it's a crazy little ride, but it gets attention everywhere. So you have to post that thing up. He goes, his favorite will be mine. Hasn't posted it yet, but it's a cool little deal. So.
Oh, he gave me the tongue out face or something. So I can't keep up with the comments on here because I got my phone horizontal, so I'm only seeing like 2 at a time. And I got my phone ghetto propped up. Like my phone's ghetto propped up on a Goodyear #1 like retro sized little table thingy. So I'm not gonna swipe because it's gonna fall over and it's gonna ruin everything.
Yeah, I have my laptop sitting here. Yeah, Derek, do that. I know he will. Derek, make sure you send Danny. Either send it to me, I'll send it to Danny personally, or just message his page, Worldwide LS Owners, and he'll get it.
Okay, so when people message my page, there's like a 70% chance I don't get back to them because I get like 100 messages a day. So don't do that. Don't listen to him. Just message James. Message James, and then he'll send it to me because I cannot. Like it says, I have 100% response rate to all the messages. Facebook's lying. They're liars. There's no fucking way I have one. There's no way that I get to everybody.
No, so don't send him a friend request and don't send him a message on his page. So I guess I'll get all the friend requests. They can send me pictures. I'll send them to you.
Don't send me a friend request unless you have a pair of jorts.
In the profile picture.
Correct. Cut up or even better.
Man, I'm glad we always get a chat here and there, and this is cool. This is awesome that we get to jump on here, and we'll get you on again for sure for the race. But is there anything else you want to talk about, or what's down the pipeline, or anything that?
Yeah, I want to talk about your car.
All right, which one?
Salty.
Salty? What do you want to know, buddy?
What has anything been updated on it? What is your direction on it? Where are you heading on it within this year?
So this year, that car might see a track a few times. So here's the deal. So I built it, I took it, I ran it, tuned it, got it good. So the fastest pass I've ever made in the car that I know time slip wise was a 566, 126, and more than happy with that. The car weighs 3,550 pounds. If I run those numbers out the back, it'd be like an 870 car, and I'm not going to put a 25.5 cage in the car. So I'm very happy. The car's extremely reliable, extremely drivable. I had an injector go bad at the beginning of the season, right after I won the belt. Actually, when I won the belt, I melted a piston.
In that t-shirt you're wearing.
This t-shirt, holding the belt. It's a cool deal. I was super stoked. The guy had a way faster car. He knocked the tires off. I had him covered, and then I don't know, 100 foot out from the finish line, I felt the car nose over. And I just stayed in it. I was like, screw it. I got to win this. And I won, let off, and smoke filled the whole inside of the car. And I was like, oh, crap. Is it on fire? Start smelling. No, not on fire. All right. And it idled back around. It was idling kind of goofy. I pulled up to everybody's like, yeah, you won. I was like, cool. Yeah. And I hurt the car, though. And so I was like, man, maybe I just lifted a head gasket or whatever. Brought it back, pulled the car apart. Pulled the head off. I can get a head off with head studs in an F-body with the heater box still in it. So for anybody who wonders if it can be done, it can be. I was surprised that it was able to be done. Got it off, looked in there, and I was like, oh, yep, there's the head gasket. Look around, and there's a chunk probably, I don't know, that big out of the side of the piston. So pulled it out, had it rebuilt, sent the injectors off, and yep, that cylinder was bad. So if you run E98 or E anything, clean your injectors a lot, as much as you can. It's whenever, like, they were clean, and I'm going to send them back out beginning of the season just so I don't have an issue again.
Now, I don't remember if you posted the video on your personal page or this one or the Salty page about when you had the car sitting in the garage with 85 in it, and you didn't start the car for 2 weeks. Is that something that had to do with it as well?
So I built a new shop. The car's always been in my little garage connected to the house, which has house around it. So it's always stayed somewhat warm. And the car never has had an issue starting. Now it's in the shop that's not insulated, and it's still 20 degrees outside or whatever. So the fuel rails, everything gets so cold. And I think E98 hates cold anyway. Extremely cold plugs for boost. And so same tune and everything. So I tried to do it the other day, and the car didn't want to start either. But the fuel rails were so cold. So I think it's just the cold. I think if I were to go like put E70 in it or anything like that, it'd probably fire up no problem, or put a warmer plug in it, and then I could probably get it to fire. So,
well, I think, I believe April said that she's racing the car, so you don't have any say in it anyways.
So she wants to race, and the car kind of got a lot faster pretty quick than what I figured. So going on, so then I ran my personal best, I hurt the car, put the car back together, it ran very close to that, and I'm good with the car. Like, I'm happy with it. I can go play, I can go drive it, I can go do whatever, I can go run small tire True Street, but the car's not extremely competitive in any of that, so I don't know how much the car's going to be out. So what I started doing is I'm building a 72 Mazda RX-2. It's a little four-door rotary car, which the rotary guys are so sad that I'm cutting that car up to put it in there. But the car was in the backyard of a guy's house starting to rot away, and that's what I wanted to do. So it's actually going to get a 14-15 direct injected LT out of like a truck.
Right.
So I want to be able to leave here, come run your event, whether it's in the 11-second index class, and drive it home. Like, completely drivable. I want to go to some more of the car shows. I want a car that I can play with more, maybe vlog with, beat on, not be so worried about hurting it. If I do hurt it, it's not such a big deal. And it'll be a cool car. Like, there's the National Street Rod Association, whatever, has a car show here. I want to be able to take that car in there and go just enjoy some more of that stuff. The racing's so fun, but when you hurt it and it's $5,000 till you get the car back together because you fix it, and then you got to upgrade while you're fixing it and that stuff, it's hard to go out there and just keep turning the car up every time. So I'm there with the car. I'm happy with the car, but I don't see myself turning it up and beating on it.
And nowadays it's really hard. And nowadays it's really hard to stay competitive. You know, if you want to be competitive in the racing game and you're not upgrading your car consistently year after year, you know, multiple times a year almost, then you fall so far behind. And that's something that I don't want to do. I don't want to be out there trying to have the fastest car in the world. I just, like you said, I want something that I can drive in my jorts, in my Corvette, and go to Cars and Coffee, and then drive it home, go on the highway, make highway pulls on it or something like that. So I'm kind of in the same boat you are. That's something that I want, you know, as well. Just something I can drive to and from and not worry about anything, and then go beat on it for a little bit, you know, have some fun with it. So I'm in the same boat you are. I understand completely.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. And I mean, I'm not getting rid of the car. It's not going anywhere. It'll always be there to go rip off an 8-second pass if I need it, or if there's a cool thing, or somebody thinks that they need to race me, or whatever it is. I guess the car will always be there. But it's time for something different, just like the no prep stuff. And that's why I'm not too worried about going to the no prep stuff. Like, the car will come out, but if it comes out, it's going to go to an event like yours just to go support the LS still, or maybe like the ice cream cruise or something cool. I don't know. Just enjoy the car more. But I'll still race it. I mean, it sounds good now, but when I see people going to a race locally and I want to go race too, it'd be hard not to pull the car out. So, but then that's where I'm at too with this whole. Go ahead, buddy.
Yeah, you know, when the weather starts to get about 85, 90 degrees, you're going to be like, maybe I do want to do something with Salty, and maybe I do want to make it faster. So it's always a play with your wallet game and play with your emotions game, no matter what.
Yeah, I heard it at the beginning of the season, so it's all rebuilt, it's all good, and that's why I was like, man, it's so nice to pull the car in the garage, just let it sit, like I'm not ripping the whole thing apart. And then I was like, oh, I'll go build a new car. So I'm still working on crap.
Was you able to sell the Super Light?
Nope, we still got the Super Light, man. It's so hard. So the car has a rebuilt title. The guy had it built, and then he spun it out, put up a little embankment, and kind of messed up some things, and they don't know what to do with it, so they totaled it. The guy actually turned it in for insurance, from what we've heard, to get the money back out, and then the insurance was like, nope, we'll take it, and put it in the insurance auction. Didn't even give him the option to like buy it back, I guess, or whatever. So my dad's original plan with that car was to twin turbo it and build a half-mile car out of it. Then you start looking at how they're built, and I don't know if you want to go 200 plus in a little car like that. So that's a little sketchy. So we still got it. It's for sale. It's a cool car.
It's gonna go airborne or something, and something that's so lightweight. So I always see you posting about it, and it looks so cool and like so fun that it's fun to drive around.
It's my number one YouTube video, and it still gets daily results just because of what it is. Probably it's so rare and people check it out. So
I have $3 in my pocket.
$3.
Would that buy the car?
To go Cars and Coffee? Oh no, no. No,
what about $3? $3 and me and a pair of Daisy Duke jorts. No, you don't want to see that.
No, you'd have to drive in them though. That's the thing. You'd have to drive it in. No, it's a cool little car. It's different. So I don't know. I just shot a vlog today. This car is going to be cool for your page. My dad's building a '61 Buick Skylark. It's going to have a 427 Dart LS in it, twin precisions on it. And we're going to try to go 200 and a half. So it's a different.
I think your first or second live video I actually saw. No, it was the vlog when you were taking the vlog of the Super Light. I saw you paying over to it. Okay, I know. Yeah, that'd be cool. So
that car is all cut up. I shot a whole bunch of stuff with it today, and it's going to be a crazy little build, and we'll see what happens with that. So it's LS swap the world, I guess. That's what I know, and I've learned from tuning my car and all that stuff. And so my dad was pretty much like, hey, what would you do? Like whenever I heard the car, I was like, oh, this is the combo I'd put in it. And I was like, the Dart this and blah, 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 blah. And he's like, all right, let's put that in it and see what we can do. So it'll be a crazy different car, but LS swap the world, I guess. That's what it's so easy to do, and they all make good power. So not crazy, but it's pretty good.
Everybody hates on it, but it always works. It's you get hate for it, but it works, and it's cheap and it's fast, and it gets hate. But I think a Buick's, that's something cool. I like different things. I like seeing different things.
Yeah, that's what. So I built Salty because it was already an LS vehicle, so I knew it'd go in there. I could put the wiring in, like it was mixed. That was my first car build. I didn't know what the heck I was doing, so I was like, well. But now you realize what it really takes, so you're like, oh, I'll just you put it in whatever. So,
Right.
what do you guys got? You guys got any questions? April's still worried about vlogging in the jorts.
I got everybody on
Man,
jorts.
you probably go viral. That might be your thing.
What if I wear jorts to the event? What if I flag the event in jorts?
There you go.
I should do that.
People might get a little distracted, but it could work.
Oh yeah, I forgot to show you these. Can you see that?
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
So usually I do those like oh, please don't fall. Okay. So I like the first run I did a pre-order on them, and I was like, let's see if I can do banners and see if anybody would, be interested in them. And they're not really that cheap to make. The vinyl, the ones I got made are like a real thick vinyl material, and they're not really that cheap to make. So I did a pre-order, and I was like maybe 5 people would buy them, or something like that. And I believe it ended up being like 110. So
Wow.
maybe one day I'll do them again, and I'll ship you one. That way you can have one to post back there with your other banners. So
Cool, man. I appreciate it. You've always been cool on the hookups and helping support people, and that's really cool, man. I know you're just into it for the love of what it is. That's what's super cool.
Poor people like to help poor people.
That's it. Just maybe one day it won't be poor, I guess. Hopefully, everybody grows with everybody.
That's why I still wear my dad's Tommy Hilfiger jorts.
Yeah, so, and I guess that's a whole nother thing, and I appreciate your support and coming on live with me, man, because this deal, I don't know how much racing I'll do. If I have the opportunity to go do a live feed with someone or to bring someone to the fans or the supporters, I might spend more time doing that. I'd almost prefer to come to races and go live with different people and all that stuff. And I know you have contacts to the LS people, and if they're ever looking for something like that, send them my way, and we'll put them on here and let them talk about their car or whatever. And
you had a Morris on here, and if you want a good interview with somebody that is all about that Dorito rotary power, he is definitely somebody to talk to, and he is like top 3, one of the best dudes I've ever met in my life is a Morris. So you should probably get in contact with him because he's top-notch guy and love for everybody.
Derek sent me a picture. Man, I don't even know if I want to open that.
I can make you go viral.
Here you go. Here. That's his little truck with the LS sticking out of it. It's him with his jorts on.
I might have seen that picture before, but I don't know. I see so much shit, man.
But the guy with the jorts is what makes it. That's where it's at.
Are you in your bathroom pooping? Are you in your bathroom pooping?
Me?
Yeah.
No. I'm in I got a little studio. Like you're using your little thing, and I've built like this fancy little studio to do this stuff on with my cell phone, I guess.
I am literally right now. I am on a bar stool, and it actually says NOS on there. I am on a NOS bar stool. I have my phone set up on a Snap-on foosball table, and the only reason I did it this way is because my banner is right there, and I'm selfless, and I don't mind branding my stuff.
No, that's what it's all about, man. We wouldn't be doing this right now if it wasn't for your brand. And I'm just trying to get me a little bit in there. So
yours is so big, though. Yours is massive.
I know. It's cool. It's super big, but on the cell phone, that's the thing. If I put it on my nice camera, it fits perfect. If I put it on this camera, well, actually, if I take you off the screen, I get it all in there, but then I have no content to share with people. So I guess I got it.
Hey, Mr. Hachinsky is watching. I have questions for him, but he won't answer them. Because he won't tell me. The only thing I know is what color that new car is, and that's it.
We got some super top secret builds going on.
Yeah, hey, do you see my foosball table? See, I actually am on a foosball table thingy, if you can see.
Yeah,
I'm being so fucking serious right now. But it's for real. But it's for real Snap-on, so that's cool.
Snap-on foosball table, huh?
Yeah, maybe one day I can sell it for a mortgage payment or something.
It probably cost you $3 to buy it, though.
Oh, Nick Roberts knows what car it is?
Keeping Danny out of the loop.
I can't keep secrets, though. They're smart. I'll go tell everybody. I'll fucking tell them everything. They're smarter than I am. If I tell everybody, I would have told you already, but I don't know. He's smart. He doesn't tell me.
We'd have broke the news right here. Breaking news on.
I would have broke it on my page and made everybody know, but who this? Hi, Sarah. Sarah makes my banners and stuff and my decals. Nick Roberts.
If anybody's got a car that they're top secret building and they want to somehow release the information on this with me, let me know. So I got to find out some stuff before Danny does.
Yeah, because I'll snitch.
I won't snitch.
Ain't no shame in my game. If I can get likes and views, I'm snitching. That's terrible. I shouldn't say that. I'm just kidding, guys. I'm not being for real. Maybe.
Top secret post coming to Worldwide LS owners. All the secrets.
There you go. I'll do a live video countdown. You know how you can do a live video and it counts down when you're going to be live? I'll do that.
Oh, yeah.
Then I'll release somebody's top secret car.
It's a little flash picture.
This looks nasty on camera, but it's just iced tea. It's not spit, guys. It's iced tea. That was a small secret until Danny posted it.
Looks like you already released some top secrets.
He took a picture of his banner that was made for him. You don't know, Mike. Shut up. So who do you when you go to pick people to talk to, do you just randomly pick somebody, or do you have somebody in mind what you're going to do next?
Man, strategically and not even close to strategically. So the first one was Matt Frost. He had the Hulk Nova, and I know him from being around Colorado racing. A lot of people know him. He's got a pretty solid following on Facebook. So I hit him up, and I knew he was going to race. So I try to give him some value by putting him on and letting people know what he was up to. And then in turn, I get some of his following, and it worked out pretty cool. And then I've had some people say, hey, why don't you put him on or whatever. A lot of what I'm doing is, if I know you're a good car person and I know you have a following and I know people would like to see you, then I'll put you on. And I know what you're doing and the race coming up. And, man, we were trying to get you on here a couple of weeks ago, and I just want to put you on because I want to hang out and talk to you. So that's all that was about. But if somebody's got a cool car, if somebody goes and wins a race this summer, if someone does something cool, or they're building a car, or they just want to talk about how they did something, I want them on here. I want to share all that information with everybody, and it's a great place to put it on, right? So you got something that some people don't have, and growing a fan base and the love of cars and now the race. So, and you're a good friend of mine. You've been cool, and so why not give you your time and put you on, let you talk about your stuff, and in turn, maybe hopefully you'll share it to your page, and I'll get 3 followers or 300 followers or whatever. And then next year when you do it, it's a collaboration deal, and then it just blows up. But anybody that has some value to, I think, give to everybody else, then I want them on here. And I have some big name people that I know all I got to do is send that message and I can put them on here. But I'm like, I'm only at 2,500 people, so maybe I'll share it. Maybe I'll wait, or maybe I should put them on and put them on again in 6 months, put them on again in a year, and every time, because there's people that hit it constantly. So, I mean, I'll put you on. We'll talk about your race again before it happens. We talk about 2 or 3 more times before. I don't care, man. You've always been supportive of what I got going on, so I want to support you. So anybody that supports me, I want to support them. But through building my car, I met you. I met Armando Andrade, down in Houston. I've met a lot of cool people doing it. So I have some contacts, and now I'm kind of cashing in on it, but not really. I'm just trying to enjoy it, right? And this was cool, and I was like, man, hopefully it works. I was so mad a week ago because I couldn't do the split screen right on Facebook. I had to do it the way I did with the streetcar guys, and now I can do it on Facebook. So the collaborations that I can reach out to the guy that sets a record in New York or California, that's what I want. So if anybody's watching, they got something cool, or they're going to a race, or shoot me a message. Let's get on this thing and chat cars. That's all I want to do. I just want to talk cars, but
you know that I would rather be watching.
Yeah, I know. I sent him a friend request, and then it's working, right? Like I sent him a little friend request. Keith, thank you so much for getting on here. Let's get on here and talk about your radio car, radio racing. He's always in the West Coast show and everything. So
that's the guy that needs to be that's the guy you need to talk to. I love that. I love his car.
So that's where I'm at, and that's like the build tune race. I'm not limited to. You got your niche. It's LS, and people have their niche in drag racing. I mean, I'm a drag racer, so that's where I know most of. But the last 2 episodes had nothing to do with drag racing. But I think there was some content in there that people enjoyed, or vice versa. So it's kind of cool. So April sent me this. She's going to get them custom made for you, buddy.
Those jorts, are those American flag jorts? And okay. So the way my body has been created, my mom and my mom's side of the family has big butts, and they cannot lie. So I need something that's going to make the form fit well around my butt, and I need the logo there. But I want those, so order them. I will fucking wear them on a live feed.
You'll have to create that product. Maybe you could sell them.
And I'm not even drunk, and I'm being for real that I would wear those on a live feed.
Well, I know what we're doing on the next one, so tune in on episode 2 of LS Worldwide.
Well, like, up here, you gotta make a box like right here that says NC-17 or some shit. Viewer discretion is advised. If you gag easily, don't watch.
Oh, man. All sorts of Photoshops going on right now. This is awesome.
I did share this video, but you know how Facebook works. Sometimes it won't be seen for a while, so you could get 300 followers tonight or tomorrow. But I did share it, and I know that we support each other. That's what I always do. I always try to support the locals and support my friends that I met. So I think that you're doing a good thing, and keep it up. And I always tune in when you do it, so I enjoy watching it.
You're always there to support it, man. I appreciate it very, very much. You have no idea. I so much appreciate it. So.
Yeah, not a problem.
I think we've talked about your race, we've talked about your page. I think we've went over everything, and thanks everybody else for tuning in and putting in their 43 cents in the custom pictures. And this was a good time, man.
Everybody go start a GoFundMe and get me those jorts.
Danny needs them desperately, and then maybe the GoFundMe to get the ZR1.
Hashtag Big Booty Danny. Get it done.
Cool, man. Well, you got anything else?
That's it, man. I think I covered everything.
Cool.
I think I got everything out that I needed to. I think we had a good time.
Right on. No, I absolutely enjoyed every time we talk, man. So I'll be in touch soon, like we always are, and then we'll get you back on here soon, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, not a problem, buddy. You guys all out there be safe tonight. And what's tomorrow? Tomorrow's hump day.
It is hump day.
I might have to start drinking now.
It starts celebrating a little early.
I don't need to start. It's only Tuesday night. We'll wait until Friday, and then we'll get turned up in some jorts.
Well, make sure you send those pictures over so I can go viral on the interwebs.
There we go. I'll just send them to you, and then you can do whatever you want with them.
Sponsored by. All right, man. You have a good night. Thank you, buddy.
Hey, you too, buddy. You and April have a good night, and I'll catch you whenever we can.
Sounds good.
All right, buddy. Have a good one.
Yeah.